Hey there. So I just got done with the land auction in Owen County. It was really fascinating. There were a lot of people there. Actually, there weren't a lot of people there. There were the real estate brokerage, the auctioneer, there was the seller, there was the tenant, and then there were the people that were bidding, and then there were people online that were bidding as well. So I'm really glad that I went. It was really cool. The land, the 183 acres, sold for $3,700 an acre, which is a few $100s more than what that bucket of acreage is selling for in Owen County year to date. In addition to that, any of the sales today had a 10% premium, and then it was not an absolute sale, but it did wind up selling today. So whomever buys today was responsible for paying 10% down today. So a lot of people think that you need 100% cash to be able to show up at auction, and you don't. So 10% due today, the remaining is due at close. So closing could be 30 days, it could be a little bit longer, maybe even a little bit less, but I would say typically within 30 days. So you can actually secure funding. You can get financing to be able to do auctions. What was interesting though is that the land sold for more than what it would have if it went to market. And so it really benefited the seller today. The second parcel that was being sold had a home on it. I don't know all of the particulars about the home and all of that, but I do know that it was on a couple of acres, and it has a tenant that's living there as part of a life estate. So that means that that person gets to live there until they die. And someone asked, well, what about the tenant? Is he old? Is he about to die? Or is he 20? And they're like, well, here he is. He was there. Oh my gosh, it was such an awkward moment. And then he said that he was 91 years old, and then they start talking about how much life he still has, and he really could. He could still, be around for 10 more years. But whatever that looks like, he gets to live in the house until he passes, and then the new owner cannot take possession until then. And he doesn't pay rent either. So you're buying a property that you may not get for however many years and can't do anything with it. So it's definitely an investment. But you would think that the people that bought the 183 acres would also want to buy the house, because it's all right there, and they didn't. So I don't know if they didn't want to spend an extra $45,000 for the house, but it definitely went to two different buyers. So the whole process probably took 15-20 minutes, and that was from them explaining everything, taking the bids. They even took a break, which I'm not really sure why they took a break, but they offered to take breaks if people needed a couple of extra minutes or to crunch numbers or what have you. So they did do that. And when the auctioneers started speaking, you could understand very little. I have a lot of things that I could compare it to, some good and some not so good. But yeah, it was interesting to listen. So ultimately it was great. I don't know if I said the acreage sold for $3,700 an acre, and then on top of that was a 10% premium. So I guess you're looking at be another $370 per acre. So $3,700 per acre plus $370 an acre would make it $4,070 an acre. And Owen County, year to date, 100 acres or more has been selling for $3,400. Who won? I would say the seller and the auction company and the real estate agent. announce who won today.